Good morning. Welcome to the presentation of Group 18. Always remember that achievement seems to be connected with action. Successful men and women keep moving. They make mistakes but they don't quit by Conrad Helton. The topic is all about the first voyage around the world and the subject of readings and Philippine history. Background of Theodore J. Cache Jr., including his different edition of the book, The First Voyage Around the World. Theodore J. Cache Jr. is co-director of the Center for Italian Studies and director of the diverse program in Dante Studies at the University of Notre Dame, as well as founder and co-editor with Sigmund Barnsky and Christian Moves of the diverse series in Dante and medieval Italian literature published by the UN de Press. He has authored, edited, and co-edited several books including the following: Dante e la Cultura Fiorentina 2020, Petrarch and Dante, Antidantese Metaphysics Tradition 2009, Le Culture di Dante 2004, Petrarch's Guide to Holy Land 2002. Dante Now, Current Trends and Dante Studies 1995, Pigafetta's First Voyage Around the World 1995, Second Revised Edition 2007. Le Sole Fortunate, Aponte de Historia Letteraria Italiana, 1994, as well as essays and book chapters including the Annale de Italianistica, Belfagor, California Italian Studies, Intercessione, The History of Cartography, Modern Language Notes, Schid Humanistici, and Rivista de Letteratura Italiana. Here are some photos or illustrations of his different edition book. Background of Antonio Pigafetta, the chronicler of Magellan. Antonio Pigafetta, or Antonio Lomabardo or Francisco Antonio Pigafetta, was a physician, citizen, or Italian. He studied astronomy, geography, and cartography. He, Pigafetta, served in the ship as Knight of Rhodes and accompanied the Papal Nuncio, a Monsignor Cherigato of Spain. He was known as famous Italian traveler, born in Vicenza around 1490 and died in the same city in 1534. He is chronicler of Ferdinand Magellan during his voyage and the one who accompanied Ferdinand Magellan in his fateful circumnavigation of the world. Something about the document, Journal of Magellan's Voyage. Some chapter of the document. Manuscripts are complete and handsomely produced, detailed with maps and sketches. It is the primary source of the pre-Hispanic lifestyle in those groups of islands. Picture of the document, Journal of Magellan's Voyage. A map showing a detailed voyage of Magellan's from one place to another.
Context of Europe during this time with illustration. Their social structure, society hierarchy, feudal system, social class or upper class, middle class, and lower class. Illustration of social structure. Social hierarchy of Europe. King or monarch, noble or barons, knight or vassals, serf or peasant. Economic aspect. Trade introduced luxury goods such as cotton, rice, and spices to the European economy. Locate luxury goods which high demand, thereby dominating Europe's dependency on Eastern trade. The demand for goods such as sugar, cotton, and some fueled that expansion of Europe's empires. Europe's demands for luxury goods greatly influenced the course of the transatlantic slave trade. Fashion. Colors the original influence or bright colors were expensive to produce and considered the pinnacle luxury, only appearing in the clothes of nobles. The royal were the original influencers of the day, and when they started wearing a particular color, other world follow. The extravagant style of European courts began to trickle down to lower classes. A supply of material and dyes increased, and fashion began to spread. They accidentally encouraged fashion innovation by inadvertently circulating description of different types of dress. European fashion style is typically more sophisticated and well throughout.
Illustrations of European passions.
Interest, the realm of hard power and of the geographical reality. Business interests are sensitive to growth of European agenda, business Europe. Economic interests or natural interest rate are often useful in the analysis of monetary macroeconomics policies. Increased importance of
EU policy.
Social behavior. Political behavior. The relationship between young people and politics have been dealt with mainly from sociological point of view, taking into account cultural gaps or differences in terms of values between young people and adults. Religious rituals influence the other in terms of cultural relationship, beliefs, and many etc. If there are three major religions currently dominating Europe culture, there are Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Expressed belief in God. Central and European countries, majorities also say they believe in heaven, hell, miracles, faith, and the existence of the soul. Fewer than half of Orthodox Christian or Catholics surveyed say their religion is one true faith that leads to eternal life in heaven.
Context of early Filipino communities during this time with illustration. Their economic aspect, domestic trade, and sufficiency to produce rice or gather enough roots, they usually sold goods from neighboring communities by bartering in exchange for them whatever surplus goods they could raise from their surroundings such as fish, wax, salt, gold, and raw cotton. The Tinguanes or mountaineers who could gather quantities of honey and wax would trade them for the products of the lowlanders. The Solowans who made salt from seawater exchanged their salt for rice. Local people traded with people coming from other Asian countries. Political aspect, choosing a leader. Age, the oldest of the group was the leader. Inheritance, based on blood relations to the dato, son or daughter of the dato. Next, immediate relative. Extent of knowledge, had enough knowledge of the costumes and traditions of the tribe. Fashions, pintados meaning painted people or painted ones as most of their entire bodies were covered in tattoos, leaving only their hands and feet bare. Boxer, codex depicting the tattoos of the ancient Visayans, carving of French chulo, a tattooed native known to be from a southern island, Miangas. Clothing of early Filipino. Here are some traditional clothing of early Filipino. Social behavior, sharing a meal, discipline a child, religious rituals, influence the other through sharing their cultural and belief life, teaching, singing or music together, bayanihan. Beliefs. They believe in the afterlife, manobos, bury dead entries, pagnganga, chewing up betel nut, balata, wife does not eat until the husband returns from battle, ginggil, a practice of non-remarrying. They worship the elements mightier than them in order to be safe and secure. They worship fire, water, stone, and even sometimes wild animals just out of fear. They also added idols or lesser gods called anitos or diwatas to whom they made offerings. Our ancestors believed in the supreme being whom they called Bathala May Kapal. They also believe in the existence of the aswang, mangkukulam, manggagaway, tiyanak, and the tikbalang. Contribution and relevance of the document to the narrative Philippine history. It detailed the elements of pre-Hispanic culture such as tradition, norms, and other aspects of culture, specifically clothing, hospitality, and way of living. It also gave detail and validated the missing pieces of inform regarding pre-Hispanic culture that lead to further researches regarding the said culture. It also gave us the main idea why Spain managed to reach as far as our country and give us the basis idea of their colonization and maltreatment to Filipinos 40 years after their voyage. The books also serve as an idea for Dr. Jose Rizal and his Philippines a century hints that envision the state of the Philippines 100 years after. What are your learning experiences in doing or creating presentation? It's such a knowledgeable experiences that a way of exploring myself on a colorful and full of creativity was a pleasure to do it as of now, even more days can try it again. Learning different style in terms of being creative to choose more design and theme to the presentation you want definitely gives more idea not also to the creativity or the contents of arts but also to the topic that the most highlight lesson when doing this presentation. The remarkable statement or details have on to the topic was gives more ideas and knowledge as well as remembering all of the detail is awesome. We're a way of getting more understanding and active mindset about the history of the documents which entitled of the first voyage around the world and develop more skills and learning experiences that's so memorable. And lastly, we are the presenter from Group 18. And that's all, Mom. I hope you like our presentation. Thank you for listening and watching our presentation. Have a great day!